as you probably know if you watch the Titans TV show and have been paying attention to news and promos about it, the upcoming fourth episode of the show that's going to air Friday in like 2 days is titled Doom Patrol. Will be the live action debut for the first time in history of DC's lesser known super team, the Doom Patrol. And DC Universe and DC, they've released some promo images for this upcoming episode. And I'm going to look at some of them. There have actually been quite a few, I think, but I'm only going to look at 3 or 4 right now to talk about them. So let's get into them. This first one here shows the Doom Patrol and Raven and Beast Boy. And I think Beast Boy is a member of the Doom Patrol in this episode, as he was in the comics originally. The origin of Beast Boy is, he was attached to the Doom Patrol first before he became a Titan. So the show is honoring that part of it. They're sitting at a table. I think the plot line is, if you watch Titans, the last episode, you know that Raven used her soul self, her dark energy, to escape, bust out of that, nunnery or church where the nuns had her locked up. And she was running, because the power was a lot and she was escaping, but she was alone. And I think Beast Boy's going to find her and take her back, to spend some time or relax or recuperate with his people, the Doom Patrol. And I think this scene is them having dinner with the Doom Patrol, Raven and Beast Boy with the members. And, of course, let's focus on the characters we're about to meet, the Doom Patrol. The first on the far left is Robot Man, looking very good. He looks very similar to those other Robot Man preview pictures we've seen for the Doom Patrol TV show they're currently filming now, but they're going to release next year. Very similar in style. And I guess under there is a different guy, and the voice is going to be a different guy than, Brendan Fraser, who's going to be cast as Robot Man in the TV show. This is the guy they hired first for Titans, and I guess they said, peace out. We're going to have Brendan Fraser do your job for you. So, oh well, I forgot the guy's name, but I do feel bad for him. Would have been nice for him to have a role in a regular TV show, especially one that will probably get good reviews. Because remember, we all thought Titans was going to get bad reviews, and a lot of us thought it was going to be crap too. Then it came out and got good reviews, and it's actually a pretty good show. So, And then next to him is Elasti-woman. Previously Elasti-girl, but I think DC's calling her Elasti-woman to not get confused with the Elasti-girl from The Incredibles. Elasti-girl was her character. Actually, DC had the Elasti-girl name first in the 60s Doom Patrol, comics and stuff, but they didn't do anything with the character for decades, and then The Incredibles came along, and they kind of took the Elasti-girl name for themselves. And, now Elasti-girl, even though it was DC's first, The Incredibles Elasti-girl is more powerful, more well-known. So DC's got to get creative. It's so they decided, let's just call her Elasti-woman instead, even though we came up with it first. So now that's going to be her name, Elasti-woman. That is April Bowlby, someone who is, playing the character in the Titans TV show, but is still going to play her in the Doom Patrol TV show. She looks very, she has an evening gown and, the white gloves. Very similar to how she looked. She looks like somebody who's from, the 1960s. I mean, a woman could dress like that today with her hair like that. I mean, that is, that's a look you could have today. But she also looks kind of the same way in the promo pictures for the Doom Patrol TV show that they're filming right now. So I'm wondering if that's going to be her look. Like, she's a lady who likes that kind of style. Because this takes place today in, 2018. And, people don't walk around dressed like they're from the 60s or the 50s. So I'm wondering, is she, stuck in time? Or does she feel like, she just likes dressing up that way? Maybe Elasti-woman, because she has the power to, be elastic and stuff, maybe she doesn't age, and she actually is from the 1950s or 60s, and just chooses to retain that look. We'll find out, I guess, in Friday's episode. But I think it's very curious. You'll see in the next picture, she definitely does look like someone from the past. And then, to the right is Negative Man. Another man like Robot Man who's covered up all in stuff so you can't see his face. This is another guy who was, cast by someone else for Titans, but they hired a more established actor, Matt Bomer, to play him in the Doom Patrol TV show. So, But he does look good, straight out of the comics. I mean, if you read the Doom Patrol comics, Negative Man is bandaged up, and he wears sunglasses, shades. He does nowadays. In the 60s, Negative Man didn't wear shades, but starting in the 90s or the late 80s and on up, he's adopted shades a lot of times. And a trench coat. He likes jackets. And the table itself, they really put out a feast. I'd like to eat at that table. They have onion rings, french fries, lots of drinks. They've got some meat. I wonder if the actors, when they're doing these scenes, really eat this food. Like, they'll eat them while if the scene calls for it. But I wonder if between takes, when they're not filming, they're like, "Let me finish this up." I would. Okay. There's a close up of elasti-woman, and like I said, while you could see a woman styled like that today, she does look a lot like someone from the past. So I'm wondering if she literally is someone who is from that past and just, you know, didn't age over time. Because she looks like this in other pictures of elasti-woman from other things. I mean, from the Doom Patrol TV show they're filming. She does look very beautiful. April Bowlby's a nice looking woman, and I think her styled up like this, Rita Farr, she looks nice. There is Robot Man. What does his shirt say? I can't tell what that says. But you can see the racing flag on his shirt symbol, because Cliff Steele, Robot Man's real name, he was a race car driver before he was injured in the accident that, destroyed his body and, compelled the chief to give him a robot body. He put his brain in a robot body, and the only part of him that's flesh is his brain inside the robot, suit. Or, well, it's actually a full body. But he wears a jacket. He still has the mind of a man, so he likes to sport, the look. It's like, I'm going to wear my jacket and my shirt. That is Bruno Bashir as the chief. Someone else they recast, right, with Timothy Dalton. It's a shame, too. He looks good as the chief. And he's walking around, standing. In the comics, the chief, normally, I think he's almost always been wheelchair bound. But here in the Titans TV show, he's walking around. He looks very, like a very sophisticated older man, as the chief is a sophisticated older man in the comics. The chief has red hair in the comics, but obviously he's not going to happen in the show because neither of the guys they cast to play him are redheaded dudes. He does look very, very good. I mean, very stately, very, well-to-do, as the chief is in the comics. They're very true to the spirit of the character in that respect. Mentally and emotionally, though, the chief has kind of been retconned to be kind of a jerk, when he originally was a nicer guy. But writers and editors later on changed him. So I'm wondering which version of the Chief we'll see in the DC Universe show. I'll bet they'll go with the darker, more manipulative version. Because if the Chief is an evil guy, or I guess a jerky guy, it makes for better drama. Okay. Here we see the Chief, Niles Calder, operating on someone. I don't think this is a member of the Doom Patrol. This is somebody else. Or maybe it's someone they created to be a member of the show who will die off. I don't know who this person is. They're operating on. There is elasti-woman Rita Farr to his side, looking on. What's going on? Again, with that hairstyle, she looks like somebody from the 1950s or 60s to me. Am I the only one who thinks that? Maybe I'm totally off base here. Do you not agree with that? I think she does. With Raven looking on, you see Robotman's hand in the corner because he's there too, and then there's Beast Boy and Negative Man. And again, the Doom Patrol looks a lot more comics accurate than the Titans do for the most part. I'm wondering why, DC Universe decided to purposely make the Doom Patrol look more like their comic book counterparts than they did with the Titans. They want the Titans to look very different from how they are in the comics. With the Doom Patrol, they were like, let's make them look just like they came off the page. Interesting how they decided to go with, more comics accurate for one team, but not for the other. So what do you think? I think it looks fabulous. I'm very excited. The Titans TV show, from my opinion, it's been great. So I'm very excited to see. I like the Doom Patrol a lot. That's one of my favorite teams. So I'm curious to see how, they're going to treat them on the show. I'm sure I'll be pleased. I know that, in this grittier, I guess, more urban or realistic take on the Titans, because on the TV show, I think they could work really well for the Doom Patrol if that's where they're taking that team to. Although the Doom Patrol is different than the Titans. The Doom Patrol can be very surreal and weird and trippy and stuff, because that's kind of what that series is like in the comics, if you've read the Doom Patrol comics. So I hope that when the Doom Patrol get their own show, they remember that. And, the Doom Patrol, I don't know, it could be just like the Titans in tone, but I think because the Doom Patrol is a different kind of team, they could take it in a different direction in the way the show feels to watch. And they can also incorporate a lot of comedy, too. So we'll see. I'm excited. We won't have too long to wait to see what the Doom Patrol is like, will we? Because we don't, it's just 2 days, right? It's Friday. So I can't wait. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.